Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you are enjoying this show, you should also check out the Premier Boys Podcast, hosted by myself, Aaron Kintok Sands, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal, where we discuss many topics within the culture, from music, love, relationships, sex, politics, and many more. We could make you laugh, but the show could also get a little raunchy and may not be for everybody. But if you're willing to take that risk, check out the Premier Boys Podcast every Wednesdays, a part of the Premier Powerverse. Other shows you could check out on the Premier Powerverse is King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod every Monday at 12 p.m. And Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mal every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Listen and support on every show in the Premier Powerverse. Thank you for listening to this message and enjoy the show. You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 8. Chill! Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Boys Podcast, and your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. First thing first, thank you everybody that have been listening to the first 5 episodes of Season 8 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast while we was on break. It really means a lot. And I just want to say thank you, from the bottom of my heart. And before we talk about today's episode, I got something that I want to say. I know we are through processing of the results of the election. But I just want to say that don't let this result stop you from keep doing what you have to do. Yes, I'm through trying to understand why somebody rather vote for somebody who represent hate, who represent racism, who represents it's okay to take people's rights, especially women's rights. And if that's what you represent, stay away from me. But no matter what, I know we will get through this, and we just gotta keep going and don't let this affect our life. No matter how unpredictable the next 4 years will be. Let's just continue to do what we have to do, because better days will come. Just remember that. But this is not an election episode. I will talk more about the election on a later episode on the show, and also on the Premier Boy Podcast, so look out for that. But yeah, I just want to say that because, it is a lot. And it is a lot. It is a lot. So, yeah, I just want to say that. And, yeah, we just got to keep fighting. Don't let this resource defeat you. We got to keep fighting no matter what. But today's episode, we do have a special guest. We have a pop artist from London. We're gonna talk to her about her music journey, about her new songs, and many more. This was a really dope conversation, and I can't wait for y'all to listen to it. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I sounded pretty off during the interview because it's been a long couple of weeks. but thank you everybody who's here once again, and y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
Hi, this is Amanda from Dating Will Be the Death of Me, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, it's time for Mr. Gentleman Facts quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, if you want change, you have to go out there and be that change. And I say this because a lot is going on in the world right now, and we don't like it. So if you want something to change, we just got to go out there and be that change. And we gotta do stuff that would be better for our future, for our lifestyle, for our environment. So if you want change, you just have to go out there and be that change. And that is today, Mr. Gentleman Facts, quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they're at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Up Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Riding Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheers!
Hi, my name's Anastaseea, and you're now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, I have my special guest. She is an artist. She brought us a song today called Strength, and we're going to talk to her about many things. We got Anastaseea in the building. Anastaseea, how you doing?
Hello, I'm all good. Thank you for inviting me on this podcast.
Yes, and thank you for coming on the show. You know, it really means a lot. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yes, me too. And first thing first, where are you from?
So, I am half Greek, half English. I grew up in Greece. I grew up in Corfu, which is one of the islands, and I've been living in the UK for about 7 years now.
That is dope. I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted to go to the UK, so hopefully one day that would be in my bucket list to go to the UK. So that's really dope. That's really dope.
Yeah.
So how would you describe yourself as a person? Name 3 things.
I would say I'm clumsy, introverted, and I don't know, the third. This is tough. This is a tough exercise. So, okay, clumsy, introverted, and I could say stubborn.
I mean, those are good choices. I can relate to all 3. I can relate to all 3. So those are good choices.
Mm.
What is something that bring you peace? Like name one
Um,
thing that bring you peace.
I would say, well, first of all, being, I don't know, just chilling on a beach at sunset or just being close to like a natural source of water. I always just find it very peaceful. And yeah, I would say that's my number one thing.
Okay, okay, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. And what is in your headphones right now? It could be an album, a song, or even a podcast. What's in your headphones right now?
Okay, so right, so I would say I am loving Chapel Roan at the moment, especially her
Mm.
song Femininomenon. That's a masterpiece. I really love that. And in terms of podcast, I would say I really love the podcast Two Hot Takes. It's run by like this woman called Morgan, and she just like delves into Reddit stories, and some of them are unhinged, honestly.
Okay, that those are good choices, and those are really good choices. So let's talk about your beginning of life. So how was you growing up?
How was I growing up?
Yes, 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 yes.
I mean, so I grew up on a Greek island, and I've always been doing music. Like I've been having music lessons since I was 6. I initially started off with the cello and then moved on to the piano, and I was in lots of choirs and stuff. I did music theory, and then I started learning the clarinet. But yeah, as a kid, I would say I struggled quite a bit in my early years because I was bullied at school and I was quite a sensitive person. But now, as an adult, I'm definitely not as sensitive as I was back then. For example, on TikTok, like some of my videos have received quite a lot of hate comments, and while
Mm.
back in the day that would have upset me, now I just try and make those commenters just get them I don't know, make them even more annoyed in the comments. I just wind them up, and I just find it quite funny. So yeah.
I mean, I could definitely relate to being bullied growing up. 'Cause I definitely was bullied growing up. Was bullied because of my speech and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you overcame it, and I overcame it too. So it's good that you overcame it, and you don't let the stuff like that get to you now. And of course, we're gonna dive more into your music and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So that's a good segue. But before we get to that, how everything that you've been through made you the person that you are today.
I would say it's definitely made me realize that a lot of those people are just, you know, miserable and not happy with themselves. And I don't know. I mean, at the moment, I am at peace with myself, and yeah, and those people are not. So it's quite sad, really, I guess. But yeah.
Okay, okay, good answer, good answer. So let's talk about your music now. So, what inspired you to get into music, and what made you want to go that route, and what age did you discover that you had talent?
I mean, I knew from a young age that I had talent because my parents just signed me up to all sorts of music lessons. And as I mentioned before, I've been doing music for several years, ever since I was a kid. But I'm initially trained in classical music, and now I don't do classical music at all. I would say that when I was around 15, I some friends of mine introduced me to K-pop, and then I just got really into, seeing all these performances on stage, like with the amazing choreography and colorful outfits. And while I'm not in that K-pop phase anymore. I think that kind of like just inspired me to, you know, become a performer like that and to pursue that. Although along the way, like at university, there were times when I wanted to do other things within music. Like there were times when I wanted to work more in management or administration and not really want to be an artist. But I would say the desire for wanting to be an artist ended up prevailing, and which is why I am pursuing it.
Nice. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to do music myself. I used to do songwriting and stuff like that. So I could definitely relate of your love for music. So
Yeah,
keep yeah. So keep doing amazing things. We're gonna talk more about everything more about your music, but let's keep going with
yeah.
who would you listen to growing up, and how would you describe your style of music?
So when I was growing up, I remember listening to artists such as Amy Winehouse and Nelly Furtado, especially on car drives with my mum. And my dad also loves like old school rock from the 60s and 70s. So he would listen to that in the car sometimes too, although it's not really my thing. But then I also remember listening to artists such as Jessie J and Little Mix as well.
Good choices. Good choices. And how would you describe your style of music? How would you describe your style as you as an artist?
Ooh, so I normally say that it's like disco synth pop, most of the stuff that I make. And especially my two releases, I only have two on Spotify at the moment, but they're definitely like in that disco synthy pop sphere. I can imagine myself really, expanding and experimenting with those sounds for the most part.
Okay, nice. So tell us about your debut single.
You saw
You
the last
saw,
of me tonight.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes. How was the process of making that song? How?
Um, so the story behind that song basically is that last year, one of my friends, who's a very talented singer, songwriter, and artist, her name's Woman's Touch. She actually sent me the demo of that song, and then me and her ended up finishing it. And we agreed that it would really suit me as an artist. So yeah, I guess she sent me that demo. Then we went to the studio and we wrote the other verse and finished it together. And when I was writing that, I was just kind of channeling the energy and just remembering of all of the people that have ever screwed me over in one way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that song really channels that energy of like just telling those people to like, I don't know, to just disappear.
Mm. And if we wanted to listen to that song, where can we listen? Can we listen on Spotify?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so my name on Spotify is Anastaseea, but instead of an I, there's a double E.
All right, nice, nice, nice. And so, what's the goal for your music? And when can we get like a full project for you, like an album or something?
So
Can you
my
talk about that now?
yeah, I mean, my goal for my music is to, I mean, I'm right at the beginning, but it's to eventually, make my music full time as an artist, go on tour and stuff, perform on big stages. I would say that's the main goal. And sorry, what was the other part of the question? Oh, when you can expect to see another project from me?
Like an album, like full project, yes.
I don't know because see, the thing with albums, I because the thing is with like artists, emerging artists, and artists just starting out, I don't think albums are a great strategy. I think it's best to wait until you have a bit of a fan base before you release albums. So at the moment, my strategy is releasing singles, and if I see that some of them are getting, if I'm, getting momentum with all the singles that I've released, then I'll probably end up releasing an EP and then just see how that EP goes. And then maybe I would consider releasing an album. But I think that it's not in the plans for the near future at the moment.
And that's a good answer. I like a lot. That's a good answer. And
Mm.
Kobe, you did brought us a single today called "Strength," but we're gonna talk about that a little later. We're gonna talk more
Yeah.
about that a little a little later.
Mhm.
But but if you had to work with any artist, in your entire life, who would be your dream artist? Name three artists.
I would say Charlie XCX,
Mm,
um, um, Chapel Rowan, and El Devine.
mm. Okay, good choices.
Yeah.
Those are really good choices. And two of them just got nominated for a Grammy for
Yeah.
a Grammy. So yeah, those are good choices. Those are good choices.
Yeah.
So so how do you feel about music today? How do you feel about the current music scene compared to the old school music scene? Do you like it? Do you not like it? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I'll start off with the pros and say that it's definitely a lot easier to do things by yourself. Like, you don't need a label or management or anyone. Like, it's really easy now to just make good music in your room and just release it and, blow up and, build fans for yourself on social media. But and that's a pro, but I would say that that has kind of like created, made labels like just not invest in artist development. And this is obviously a bit of an issue because to create superstars, you obviously need a team of thousands of people. You can't do it by yourself. So I remember last year reading an article on Billboard saying that label executives are depressed because they can't find like any of these superstars anymore because compared to the 2010s, there really aren't that many artists that are getting to that level. And
Yeah.
I think one of the main reasons for that is that they just don't want to invest in artist development anymore. Yeah, and it's needed if you want artists to get to that level. Like, you need to invest in their development. They can't do it completely by themselves.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I feel like the current music scene. I mean, it depends on the genre. I've heard the current music scene is different. I have to say that. I
Oh
know
yeah.
hip hop is really bad now, and
Mm,
and I feel like honestly, pop been killing it. Pop been killing it. I
yeah.
feel like the pop scene been really killing it, and
It's had a resurgence this
yes,
year, I
yes,
would say.
yes, yes, yes. I agree 100% on that. I agree 100%. But yeah, but we're gonna switch gears a little bit, and I know at one point we was in a pandemic,
Mm,
and I'm not sure how it was in London, in the
yeah.
UK, but how had the pandemic affect you, and what did you learn from it, and how was it in London during the pandemic?
I mean, in the first lockdown, I managed to take a flight and go back to Greece for 3 months, which was definitely a much better option than staying in London. I think just because I could be with my parents and stuff. Well, when the pandemic actually hit, I had just turned 22 and I was finishing off my university degree. And it definitely came as a shock because I remember that we were preparing for our final exams and final assessments. And I remember I was working on my dissertation as well. And yeah, COVID then just strikes. and the university is obviously scrambling to figure out how to run the exams and all of these things like piano lessons and vocal lessons that would have been in person, but
Yeah.
now we obviously can't do those. So it was quite a strange time, finishing off my degree in those conditions. And, when you finish your degree, you're meant to have a graduation
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and all of these celebrations. But I just didn't get any of that. Like, my graduation for my uni degree happened almost 2 years later.
Mm.
And yeah, it was a bizarre time, and I'm looking back at that time, and I'm just really annoyed with myself for not, jumping on TikTok and taking it seriously, because so many artists who did that in 2020 are like quite big now and very successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, back then I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I had barely started songwriting. I didn't know anything about the music industry or how to become an artist, mostly because I was focusing on my degree that was very academic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And up here, in the United States, New York, it was really, really bad, really bad. But yeah, but happy that we turning around. I heard that all of us turning around, and it got better for all of us, in some kind of degree.
Yeah,
It was a really hard time. So yeah,
yeah.
but not only that, you dealt with the pandemic. A lot of people dealt with a lot of mental health. So I want to ask you, why is mental health important, and what was some challenges dealing with mental health?
Why is mental health important? When I was a student, I actually really struggled with my mental health for lots of reasons. I think I was a bit homesick, but then because I went to quite a prestigious university for music, and I was doing classical music, I was studying classical piano and classical singing. And at my university, there were some like ensembles, such as choirs, which were audition only. And obviously, if you got accepted into these choirs, it was a very, very much a good thing. It showed that you were really, really good at what you were doing. And back then, I auditioned multiple times for like the choirs, but I always got rejected. And I think that had a big impact on my self-confidence and my mental health, and I just felt like I didn't really belong didn't really belong there, and I just didn't feel as good as my peers at what I was doing. So I really, really did struggle with that, but I think those rejections were a wake-up call, that happened over time, but they were a bit of a wake-up call that kind of told me, like, I don't think the classical music world is for you. I think that you can definitely explore other things within music, and that's what kind of pushed me to explore writing my own songs and explore pop and electronic music, or like synthy music as well. And yeah, and that's why I don't do classical music anymore. Also because I think that it's quite a high pressure environment to be in, as in like when you're playing a sonata on the piano, every mistake of yours is scrutinized, and you might lose grades, for example, if you're doing a graded recital. But if you're performing one of your original songs at a gig and you make a mistake, like no one in the audience cares or notices, or if they do, like you can laugh it off and they'll laugh with you, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, mental health is definitely important to talk about. I mean, I dealt with it too. Depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. So I thank you for sharing that. And yeah, it's definitely very important to talk about. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit, and I'm gonna ask you, what is your dream venture? Something that you always want to do, but you have not got a chance to do yet.
My dream venture.
Yes, yes. Something that so it could be anything. Something that you always want to do, but you just never done yet.
I would say. What do you mean in terms of music or anything?
Oh, in general, it could be music related. It could be in general. It could be anything in your life.
I would say, okay, in general, I would say like I really want to be one of the people who manages to go to every country in the world.
Mm,
Yeah, because I do love traveling and exploring different places, but obviously the main constraint of that is like money for
yeah,
everyone.
yeah, yeah.
And music wise, I would say a venture would be to I don't record no perform songs in like an arena or stadium. Yeah, or and get a sync placement for my original music.
Mm, those are good choices. Those are good choices.
Yeah.
That's really good. So, what other project you got going on that you have not spoke about yet?
I mean, I'm working on two other songs that I hope to release soon. I'll decide when they'll be released when they're finished. And in September, I did a songwriting camp, and the songs that I wrote with other songwriters, they're going to be submitted to sync as well. And what else? I'm also I'm also interested in like getting into top lining for producers. So I've started reaching out to producers mostly within the EDM, the house, or just the dance music sphere, to try and see if I can top line for any of them. And I would say those are the things that I'm focusing on at the moment.
That's good. And when you release those two songs, I definitely want to bring you back so we could definitely could talk more about that and any other project you got coming on. I'll definitely bring you back for that. So yeah, keep
Yeah,
killing it. Keep doing amazing thing. Keep doing amazing thing.
thank you.
And what they have to say for anybody going the same route as you, like with your music, being an artist and everything like that. Say something inspirational.
Mm, I would say try and find people who not only want the same thing as you or want something similar to you, but actually support what you do. Because just because someone also wants to be an artist doesn't mean that they'll want you to succeed. Because obviously we are technically all in competition with each other. So there are people out there who kind of want to see you fail, but don't focus on those people. Focus on the people that support you and help you, and try and build a community with those people.
Good message. Good message. So right now we're gonna play a segment game. We're gonna play a segment game called Five Random Topics. We ask you five topics, and you let me know how you feel about it. And I would join in on this. And I would join in on this as well. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. So, what is your favorite food?
Carbonara, I think.
That sounds real good. I know for me it's Thai food. For me it's Thai food.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. What is your favorite movie?
I don't really watch films that much. Have you watched Have you watched Knives Out?
I never got you to watch it, but I did hear about it, but I never watched it.
I enjoyed that.
I may definitely have to check that out. I'm gonna have to check that out. My favorite movie, I'm gonna say Hitch. You know, Will Smith, Eva
Oh,
Mendes, Kevin James. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. I always enjoy that movie. You know, always very funny romantic movie. So yeah, Hitch.
nice.
Um, what is your favorite song right now?
Feminine Armanon Chaperone.
Mm, nice, good choice, good choice. Um, I got a couple favorite songs, but I'm gonna just say Billie Eilish, Bird of a Feather. That song is really
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, and also I'm gonna say
Interesting.
yeah, that song really good. Also, I'm gonna say Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars Die with a Smile. That song is a beautiful song as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. What is your favorite fruit?
My favorite what?
Fruit.
Fruit.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I love mango. I mean,
Mm.
I eat lots of fruit. I also love strawberries, cherries, blackberries, but I'll say mango.
Yeah, okay, good choices. And I also eat a lot of fruits. So, but if I had to say my favorite, I'm gonna say, I mean, I thought to like pineapples a lot more now. You know,
Mm,
at one point I never used to like pineapples, but now as I got older, I started to like it even more. So I'm gonna say pineapples. I'm gonna say pineapples.
okay.
And last one, what is one goal for 2025 that you want to accomplish?
Oh, I would say try and release singles a bit more often, learn how to produce music because I've just started teaching myself because I think it's a great skill to have, but also one of the other reasons I'm learning is because to just start cutting back production costs and try and do some bigger shows as well,
Mm,
and
nice.
to you know write, try and event start working towards, or at least get involved with some bigger projects. Like could be writing for another artist that's bigger than me, for example.
Those are good goals. Those are good goals. I know that you accomplished all those goals.
Oh,
Those
thank
are really
you.
good goals. And for me, definitely travel a lot more. Since I barely travel like that, I definitely want to travel a lot more. I definitely want to travel outside of the United States way more.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. Yeah, I want definitely want to travel way more. You know, definitely a lot of my dream places like Paris, UK, stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
definitely travel. All right, so before you go, you brought us a song today. You brought us a song today called Strength. So tell us about that song. Tell us what that song is about, and tell us the process of making that song.
Yeah. So that song I released it at the end of September, and I initially wrote it 2.5 years ago, and it sounded a lot more experimental than what it sounds like now. And yeah, I just wrote it, about how I felt during my university years, which is why there's like references to, going to parties and looking like you're having fun, but deep down you're just really not feeling good. And yeah, so I wrote it with that in mind, and I just kind of channeled all of those feelings that I went through into that song. But I also wanted to also highlight the fact that I found the strength to push through them and come out better on the other end,
Yeah,
and that you know people who are going through the same things can also do that too.
yeah, and I definitely heard the song. Is a really dope song. So, and
Thanks.
I can't wait for my audience to listen to the song as well.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
yes. But thank you, Anastasia, for coming to the show, and I'm looking forward to everything you're about to do. Look forward to all the success that you have for your music and everything like that. And I can't wait to bring you back on a future episode of The Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. So once again, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and for inviting me.
Yeah. And of course, before you go, drop where everybody can reach you and drop where everybody can listen to your music. Or drop all your stuff in now. This is your time.
Yeah, so on Spotify, my artist name is Anastaseea. That's spelled as Anastaseea. You can find Strength, and you saw The Last of Me Tonight on there. You can listen to them. Now, on social media, Instagram and TikTok, I am It's Anastaseea, so like ITSANASTASEEA.
All right. Thank you. And everybody check out her single Strength, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name's Anastaseea, and you're now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
I can't believe I'm laughing and drinking, recklessly dancing. What was I thinking? When I go home in my bed alone, I feel like I'm drowning. Waves of darkness are pulling me under a sea of pain. Darkness have pulled me under a sea again.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays. And Spin-off Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spin-off Series that brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game, and we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the old school show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents spin-off series Thursday, A Conversation About Music podcast every first Thursday. The old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series, and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into the latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank you to my special guest, Anastaseea, for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing your story, sharing your music, and keep doing amazing things. I know you're going to be amazing. And thank you for coming on the show and sharing your song Strength with me and my audience. And once again, thank you for coming on the show. You already know where we at every Sunday for the main series, every Thursday for spin-off series Thursday, where we had shows like A Conversation About Music podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. And the old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. You can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, and Podchasers. The more you rate the show, the more people know about the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you want to be guests on with the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast for the main series and any other spin-off series Thursday shows, send me a bio about yourself, everything that you do, to my email at kenypgent@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, Ken _Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTOEMAN, and we can set something up, because I am still looking for guests on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. If you want to check out other projects from the Premier Podverse, y'all can check me out on the Premier Boy Podcast with myself, Aaron Keto Sands, Star Roddy Rod, and Long Live the Chief Mighty Mel. New episodes every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Check out other shows in the Premier Podverse: King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron King Talk Sands, Season 5 of King Talk with Anastaseea coming real soon. Check out Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Ride. All episodes of Star Time Podcast. Check it out right now. And check out Welcome to the Trilogy hosted by Long Live the Chief Mighty Mel. New episodes coming soon. Listen and support every show in the premiere power verse right now. I will not be giving y'all a Mr. Gentleman like that shout out this week, but I do want to shout out a couple of people for their achievements, their recent achievements, and I'm going to do that right now. I do want to take the time to shout out Haley De La Cruz from the American Dreams in the Eyes of Immigrants. She just won the Women Podcast Award for Society and Culture. She was a guest on my show this season 8, episode 3. And we mentioned about her podcast nominated show. And well, now she is a podcast winning show. So I just want to say shout out to Haley De La Cruz on your podcast award. That's really dope. And congrats to you. Other podcast shows that I feel like they're killing it right now. So I'm going to give them a shout out. Shout out to Trophy Talkback, hosted by Victoria J. Shout out to Chronicle of a Virgo, hosted by Shaquita Johnson. Welcome back. Shout out to The Things About Us podcast, hosted by Willie and Fiona. Shout out to the League of Kings podcast with Willie, Big Brother, J-Dot, and Joe. Shout out to Pedal of Support, Mama D, and everybody in the Unfiltered studio. Everybody, all of them is killing it with amazing shows and stuff like that. And shout out to all the new shows that I've been listening to. Shout out to all of y'all. And shout out to every podcaster that's doing anything out there, Oh, yeah, shout out to the Zaya Show. Welcome back, bro. He been breaking record on his new season. So shout out to Zaya on your season 8 premiere and just killing it right now. And like I said, shout out to everybody. Keep doing amazing things. I've been noticing a lot of y'all while I'm taking my short break. So I just want to shout y'all out on just keep doing amazing things. So shout out to y'all. Y'all can add me on Good Pods, Kim, Mr. Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Podcast, the many independent podcasts that you can see what everybody listens to. We can recommend each other's shows. And of course, we had the charts. Of course, we got no chart review at the moment. But just want to say thank you, everybody that kept listening to Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. First 5 episodes of season 8 of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. While I'm on break, a lot of the episode grew while I was on break. So I just want to say thank you, everybody. And continue to support and listen to Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. It really means a lot. And thank y'all. I also do got an announcement that for the rest of the year, I will not be going on other people podcast shows. I will not be going on other podcast shows. I will start back on going on other people podcast shows in January 2025, doing my 6-year anniversary of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. So if y'all want me on your show, you're going to have to wait until January 2025 because that's when I am ready to go on other people's platforms. But I will be had more people come on my show. So if y'all want to be on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, hit me up because I want y'all on my show. Of course, as long as y'all, don't represent anything shady, So yeah. And I just want to say that. Yeah, thank you everybody that's been checking out Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast while I'm on break. And yeah, we got a lot more shows coming soon. So look out for that. And of course, check out the official website of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethatpodcast.com. You can listen to every episode of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. You can check out every video of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast from Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast audio version, from Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast TV, from Mr. Gentleman Fat Court Day. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. On YouTube, Ken, a.k.a. Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. You can check out every guest that's been on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. All 74 guests that have been on Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast. You can check out every guest that I've been on. And you can check out the official merch store of Mr. Gentleman Like That Podcast at tpublic.com. The search, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Store. We have shirts, hoodies, mugs, masks, kids' clothes, and many more. Support Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast so we can upgrade our listening experience for y'all. So check out the official merch store of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.tpublic.com. The search Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Store. And check out the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning into this latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On next episode, we have a returning guest who is an author, and she brought us more books to talk about. We got Miss Elijah Rose back on the show for next episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Have a good day or night, wherever you're listening to this episode.
My name is Heather from Wrestling Fans Insight Podcast, and you are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.